Okay, it's me again, and I'm going to show you how to fly a 3-channel RC airplane because I've gotten so many PMs and emails to telling me that I should do it, so I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to be showing you two planes here. They are both 3 channels and they are both RTF versions. I believe they do come in bind and flies too, but I'm just going to show you the RTF versions of these airplanes. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with the Hobby Zone Super Cub Mini or Mini Super Cub, however you say that. This is a very easy, stable, ready to fly airplane. It does have ACT, anti-crash technology, which is kind of like a gyro, except it's in an airplane. So this one senses the clouds, this one senses the ground, and if it's unorientated, like this, or like this, like that, if you're flying like that, then it will automatically correct itself and you won't crash. So that's what I like about it. You have to be, I think, 50 feet or more up in the air for this system to work. But even if you're lower than that, it will keep your airplane stable, and it won't like malfunction. It might malfunction over water, so make sure you turn that off because it might automatically make you crash into the water, and that wouldn't be too good. So first, we're going to start off with a transmitter. Now, this is called a transmitter because it transmits the signals that you put into these sticks to a receiver that is on board the airplane at all times, and then the receiver will send a message to the servos, which are arms that move like this, and they can control the elevator and rudder, and it can also send messages to the motor and the speed controller, and it can all work out the way you want it to. So right now, here is the Hobby Zone Mini Super Cubs transmitter. This is the RTF version, so it comes with this one. Yeah, throttle here, digital trims, and your up and down and left and right. So I really do recommend this airplane because it's so stable, has the ATC, it's cheap. So it's only like 20 bucks more for the ATC, which is a great deal. Doesn't take that much batteries, has a pretty long antenna, and yeah. So the RTF version comes with the transmitter, the battery, and the chargers and the airplane. So step one to fly an RC airplane is to get a flight simulator. Now you can buy them on Nitro Planes for $20, so they're very cheap and they are very effective. So if you buy one, you can just connect it to your USB port and then put your CD-ROM in there, and you can install it, and you don't have to put your CD in there anymore because it's loaded into the computer memory. And it's always a challenge getting it to work. Windows Vista is the most challenging one, but you get it to work. You practice on it. You do all that stuff, and then you can fly one of these. Now the flight simulator, you can crash all you want. Press a button or something, and your plane's all back together again. You don't have to go through the shipping process and all of that. So step number 2 is choosing the right plane for you. Now, do you want a propeller plane? Do you want a fast one? Do you want a stable one? Do you want a scale one? Well, I would just go with getting the one that flies best, and it would be this one, the Wild Hawk, or the Hawk Sky, or the Slope Diver, and all those are available from Nitro Planes, but this one is not. It is available from Amazon or HobbyZone.com. So back to the controller here. If you turn it on, there's your red button there. It means your ATC is engaged. You press down on the stick right here. That will blink. Now that will tell you that your ATC is not on, and you are flying, so you can do loops, inverted, all those stuff. But I recommend keeping it on, because if you're a beginner and you don't know how to fly, and you go into a nosedive or a wing stall or something like that, then this will fix it for you. So, to the airplane right here, this is a pretty scale model. Has a 180 motor in there, and a 180 motor means the size. They've got 180, 280, 380, 480, 540, all the way up to, I don't know, like 2,000, I guess, or something like that. This is made by Hobby Zone. You got your N number here. Sorry, I have a little sore throat here, but this is made out of Z-foam, and Z-foam is very strong, and it's also very repairable. So that's obviously a good thing. You can bump it, crash it, and if it cracks or something like that, then you can just glue it with epoxy glue, or anything just like that. So even if you do crash if you don't have the ACT on, most likely will not break, because not much, this doesn't weigh that much, so if you crash to the ground, not much inertia is built up, and so your airplane will still be in one piece. But I cannot guarantee that. It depends on how hard you slam it into the ground. So the antennas ran through the rudder, and what I really do like about this is they give you a lot of elevator and rudder space. Because I've had some trainers that have about this much, and you can't really control it. The airplane's really flying the airplane. You're not flying the airplane. So they give you no experience whatsoever, so I would not recommend getting one of those. But, yeah, there's the antenna. So once you get to the field, this is step 3. You want to turn on your transmitter. First, plug in the battery, and then you can fly. Do whatever you want. So, step 3 is to be very, very gentle. Don't push it. Don't, like, when you're on the freeway, you don't push it to the floor, and then you don't go 120 miles an hour. You just really just do it very softly, just like a helicopter, if you already know how to fly one. So you don't turn the wheel all the way to the right to make the car go right. You just turn it a little bit. Same with this. You just kind of just tap it, maybe tap it down, tap it up, stuff like that. So if you do that, then you can basically fly an RC airplane. But I do recommend 2 hours or more of experience on the flight simulator. That flight simulator also has helicopters. It's made by eSky, and you can get it from Nitro Planes for $20, which is a pretty good deal. All Hobby Zone RTF planes have a success tips. You don't fly in that much wind, whatever. So, yeah. So this is a digital proportional FM radio. So this is pretty good. This is a 4-channel, so you can make the stick go to the right, but it has no purpose, and it can also go down, but it won't do anything. So it's always spring-loaded here, so you can just fly around. So you want to be very, very, very gentle. And the first time I crashed this was because I didn't know how to fly at all. I didn't have a flight simulator, nothing like that. So I just pulled it back all the way, and it just went up, and it stalled and went back down. I couldn't correct it. ATC didn't have enough altitude. So yeah, that was bad. So what I recommend doing is not taking off on a runway or a concrete surface. What I do recommend is hand launching it. What you do to hand launch it is you hold it right behind the landing gear, about where the battery hatch is. You hold it where the weight balances from the front and the back, just like that. And then you pull it back, and you just, throw it. You can do it with your left. But I do recommend throwing with your right, because your left hand's going to be on the throttle, which is this one. And this might be a little confusing, but to make the plane go up, you pull it back. To make it go down, you put it forward. and then left and right is the same thing, and forward and backwards. Well, it can't go backwards, but forwarding is the same thing. Now, this doesn't have a steerable tail wheel, which kind of sucks because they could have just put the tail wheel right there very easily, you know, no money lost or anything, and it'd be way better, but, you know, they'll fix that, I guess, but, yeah. Let's see. You always want to land and take off into the wind because more wind will be generated under your wings, and that will create the airplane to fly up. So that's just basically how you fly one of these planes. Do not land on the grass with these landing gears. It's attached to the battery plastic door thing, and it just pulls the whole thing out. If you get this caught in some kind of grass or weed, it just pulls the whole battery thing out, and you gotta use epoxy, let it dry, go through all that crap. So you don't want to do that. So, you know, here's what the airplane looks like. It's very, very detailed, very scale, and that's about it. So that's basically how you fly an RC airplane. Your last step is, you know, just, knowing how to fly it. And once you know how to fly this airplane, you can do loops. Loops can be kind of hard because if you do this, like when you're about to do your loop and you don't have enough power, then you might stall and the wings might go down like that. A lot of possible things, so always make sure you're very careful with this airplane, and I guarantee you'll have a fun time. So if we move on to another RTF model, this is the Sky Pilot from FlyZone. Costs way cheaper kind of than this one. Has no ATC whatsoever. Push rods are on the top, as you can see right there. The wing screws in, which I don't like, because then it makes it break easier. This one has rubber bands, so this one works really good because it has give, allows the wing to bend. So this is a different kind of transmitter. You do this for the throttle. It's also proportional, and you just do this to bring it back. And of course your elevator, which I showed you right here. And on here, which is kind of different from this one here, you have throttle reversers. Now, if you're pulling back and the airplane, if the airplane goes down, if you're pulling it down, then you want to go on to your, I think that'd be channel 2, I'm not sure, and you want to switch that up and reverse it so when you pull back, the airplane goes up. This comes with a bigger battery. If I can compare it here, that's kind of, way bigger, and if I compare it thinner, yeah. This one's just like a little brick of clay or something, it's very, very, small. This one is very, very big. So this is 1100 milliamp battery. Nickel metal hydride. This one is a lithium polymer battery from Hobbyzone. 7.4 volt, 300 milliamp. And this is what a 380 motor looks like. If I take this cover off here, there you go. It's rubber bands in there. Here you have your thing here, and that's just basically what a 380 motor looks like. Has a tricycle landing gear. You can land this in grass. Vented battery hatch. Wing stretch, which I don't really like about it. Has an on-off switch right there. And this takes, I think, 8 AA's. And again, you want to be very, very soft and gentle with these controls because, they can get messed up if you're very, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like really jerky with them. Then it can crash and you'll get the boot. So yeah. So anyways, this is, I think I'm gonna complete this video of the how to fly an RC airplane. I hope this helped a lot. Remember, be very calm with the controls. Don't push it all the way to the left or to the right or all the way down. You want to be very, very gentle with the aircraft. So comment. I would love to hear your opinions about this video. You can rate it you can't rate it anymore, but yeah. And subscribe to me if you want to see all my other videos that I make. So thank you for watching.